I mean, there's a lot of, like old number 8, there's a lot of the older turquoises that have just like the Hubei that have like the spider web,
right,
are worth a lot of money now.
It's so gorgeous. Take a look at this. Speaking of gorgeous, if you want those big chunky designs, this is a graduated teal apatite bead necklace. We took it down to $33.99 when you think you have 5 months to pay it off, everybody. But this is all from Madagascar as well. Large, hand-cut, hand-faceted beads. Absolutely stunning.
And again, this material, nobody had this in Tucson, even the miners. We bought everything that came out of that stope. We found it not last year, but the year before that. They mined it, brought it to us for Tucson last year is when we actually took, that's when we actually took possession of the rough material. They have zero material after that. So if you want teal apatite, as far as I know, up to now, this will be the only time you get a chance for it. This is a really unique, natural material, okay? It's not color enhanced in any way. Apatite comes in so many different colors, almost every color of the rainbow. You know, and Madagascar is famous for neon apatite. That's what started the whole apatite world, the whole apatite, I guess, transition, and that was about 20 years ago. But now, what, 3 years ago, we had the blue apatite came out from these same miners, same area, different location. They actually ran into this, which we're calling teal. It's like almost like a tealy green, almost like an emerald green. That's all the natural color of it.
Rich.
But if you want something that's unique, if you want something that's different, if you want something that you're not going to see anywhere else, this might be something that you want to consider. And it is a natural apatite.
Final minute left on this presentation. 18 inches in the length with that 2 3/4 inch extender. The ovals, the rondelles, I mean, these are giant nuggets of this beautiful material, all natural color. If you didn't hear that, what Jay said it, because that to me makes it even more exciting, even more special. That natural God-given color, it's like that lush, juicy, beautiful green. This is breathtaking. 559916 is your item number. There's also something, as I said at the beginning, that when you wear those natural minerals, you know, you feel more grounded. You know, the goddess in you comes alive. And so whether you're wearing a white button-down blouse, plain blouse with a blazer, whether you're wearing, you know, a turtleneck and you've got this strung over, whether you're wearing your beautiful pastels coming up for spring,